Hey guys, I'm Lee from Lee Likes Music, the place to share, explore, and learn about rock music from Bandcamp. And in today's video, we're going to review two tracks, two new singles by Wavves. They're called Animal and Million Enemies. So that's coming up. So for you guys who haven't heard about Wavves before, they're basically a rock band from San Diego, California, US. They create a lot of different type of music, but they're mostly leaning towards alternative rock, pop, punk, sometimes even noise and surf rock. And yeah, it's a great fusion of different genres that they have implemented into all of their different albums throughout their discography and history. Back in 2010, they released an amazing album which is called King of the Beach, and this is the album that got me into liking this band in the first place, and I guess that is the reason why I'm paying more attention to the band now as well, because they're on their way to release their new album, which is called You're Welcome. It is going to be released sometime during May. I'm not quite sure. I'll put the dates down in the description below if you're curious. But anyways, they released actually 4 singles from this newest album, and today we're going to look at 2 of them. First Animal and then Million Enemies. So Animal is a track that came out during the 22nd of March. So genre-wise, this is a song that is leaning more towards pop punk compared to the other 2 singles that they released that are called You're Welcome and the other one that we're gonna look at today, actually, Million Enemies. These tracks are capturing this hard rock, alternative rock feel, while Animal, this song, is leaning more towards what they initially put out during their first albums, this blend between something surf rock-ish and something pop rock, pop punk-ish. This is a song that ends before it begins. It only lasts for 2 minutes and 44 seconds, I believe. So there is some time to actually soak in the song, but with the fast-pacing nature that is also a part of this song, it just ends so quickly. Very early during the intro, the whole soundscape, all of the instruments are kind of setting the standard for what there is to expect later on in the song, but then it settles down to something a little bit more simplistic. There's some bass, some drums, and then of course the vocals. And from there, the band adds some rhythm guitars, some acoustic rhythm guitars, and also a whimsical synth. When we move on through the song, we come to the pre-chorus, which is filled with a lot of tension because there's some very distorted drums here that are kind of rough cut. And there's also a guitar here that is also very distorted and heavy, which is building up tension before the chorus. I get the sense and mood of rebellion and hate from the song. But the overarching mood, if you look away from only the pre-chorus, the overarching mood is very sad, but it also has this, it strikes this balance between something happy and something sad, and then it also sounds a bit quirky as well. At the surface level, if you skim through the lyrics or if you just vaguely listen to the lyrics, it might sound like a song about love, and it might as well just be a song about love. During the first verse, he is singing, "Give it to me, and I'll love you harder. Who do you want to be?" Well, they're so excited. Again, we have the return, as I mentioned during my previous review of King of the Beach, the greatest album that Wavves ever put out. There's a return of these very vague, cryptic lyrics. But again, maybe it's a song about love, about confusion, about life, about impulses, I don't know. Then again, it also might be a song about how Nathan, the vocalist, is feeling distressed and hopeless in this world that we're living in. And if you look into the lyrics on some of the previous albums that they made, on previous songs, you can see that this is an ongoing topic. In this song, he is singing in the pre-chorus, "The whole world covered in gasoline and burning alive. I feel taken advantage of and empty inside." I wanted to make this review as neutral as possible, but at the end of the day, I just have to spill out my personal meaning and feeling about this song. And I feel like Animal by Wavves is just, I don't know, it's not living up to what they created on King of the Beach, and even some of the songs on Afraid of Heights. I don't feel like this is at the same level. It feels kind of generic. It feels too simplistic. I can't really grasp any of this. It's not memorable for me, so I just have to give this a 4 out of 10. Now, moving on to the second single which they came out with, which is called Million Enemies. This is actually a song that I liked a little bit better. Just as a side note, just before I forget it, this is a track that came out during the 12th of April, so it's not that long ago. This song, compared to Animals, is a bit more hard-hitting. It is leaning more towards hard rock, alternative rock, as I mentioned before. The song starts with these atmospheric synths that are leading us to a very firm beat. When Nathan starts to sing with his very sleazy and authentic vocal style, we can also hear some distorted guitars in the background. And during the first 40 seconds of the song, we go from this very sleazy, down-to-earth verse to something that is a bit more hard-hitting and direct. And something that I noticed a lot was that the synths are mainly the instruments that are providing the melody here as a supplement or as a change-up to the guitars delivering the melody. The guitar, instead of being the leading instrument in the song, it takes the role of being noisy and as a supplement in the background, which actually works really well. The structure of the song is actually very simplistic if you look away from the oddball, angelic, and experimental intersections that you can hear a little bit here and there. There's a very simplistic and standard structure made of a verse and a chorus, and then the verse and a chorus. Oh wait, there's actually a pre-chorus here as well. But then again, that's not adding much to it. The lyrics are following the style of being either meaningless, cryptic, or yeah, just weird. If it actually has meaning or a narrative of some sort, it actually jumps from one idea to another very fast. Because I don't know, to me it feels like this type of songwriting is very stream of consciousness type of songwriting. It is very off the cuff. He is jumping from one idea to another, and that might work very well, but in other times when you want to actually look into the lyrics, it doesn't have that much of a context. During the first verse he's singing, "Mine's not a solitary heart. Ask him what's wrong, and he won't know where he should start. We'll never, ever, never, ever, ever know. We'll never know." So yeah, for me, it's really no sensible narrative unless you are very imaginative about the song in itself and you come up with stories to it, but I don't know, for me that is kind of hard. During the pre-chorus, he's singing, "Free my mind, ultraviolet shine. We've got time to walk a line." So yeah, again, stream of consciousness lyrics. That is the first thing that I think of when I read this. To me, it feels like Wavves tried to create a hit or a good song, and they tried. That is the problem. They tried. On their previous albums, it sounds like they just coughed up something wild and brutal, like a ball of hair that you just want to eat up again. These songs just gravitated towards something that was feeling more generic. They took away this punky, noisy, raw, experimental vibe that they initially had during their first records. They took it away and replaced it with something that was a lot more predictable and plainly boring. But then again, there are some good things about this song. Honestly, I can tap my foot to it if I want to, and it is okay to listen to, so I don't want to give it a bad score. So I'm going to give this one, Million Enemies, a 5 out of 10. So yeah, those are two of the four singles off of their newest album, which is called You're Welcome. And I'm soon going to edit or create reviews of their other two singles as well, Man, what is wrong with my fingers? Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like to share, explore, and learn about rock music from Bandcamp, then I highly suggest you click the red subscribe button below and also click that bell icon beside that subscribe button, because in that way you'll always get notified when I put out new videos. So yeah, thank you for sticking around. Hope to see you later. Stay tuned. Bye.